You're listening to a CanadianMovieCrew.com production.
Dungeons & Dragons is the story of an evil sorcerer trying to take over a peaceful kingdom. Or is it?
In the basement rolling dice, I'm a wizard. When we play we do it right, candles flicker, fighting dragons in my mind, just for kicks. DM says you're gonna die, roll a d6, roll a d6, roll a d6.
Welcome back to the Origin Movie Podcast, where we try to find the real story behind the story. I'm Sean Taylor.
And I mean Mark.
And today we're taking a look at Dungeons & Dragons. This is our opener to Fantasy Month. All August we'll be taking a look at the movies offered to us from the fantasy genre. This is basically your wheelhouse.
Yes. And we are still sticking to our rule of 2012 or before.
Yes.
So no Fantasy Month would be complete without the fantasy player's fantasy Dungeons & Dragons.
Oh, this is the epitome of fantasy, I think it is. You know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, based off the fantasy role-playing game, the most notable one, even if you've never played an RPG in your life, you've probably heard of Dungeons & Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
And so they got a little cocky and said, yeah, we can make a movie about that.
Yeah, we can totally make a movie about it. What?
Yeah.
It's an open book. We can make whatever we want.
Yeah, and then this is what came out of that book.
Too bad they didn't have an editor.
Or maybe someone who's actually played the game.
Yeah, maybe. Well, they got some of the elements in there, but we'll get to that. We can welcome to the show Bruce Payne, Justin Whalen, Marlon Wayans, and Zoe McClellan, and of course, welcome back Jeremy Irons.
One of my favorites.
Just Jeremy ironing all over this thing.
It is interesting to see this one and then our next feature, so to stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll also
just to give a hint, Jeremy Irons.
Also features Jeremy Irons, and it's amazing going from him here to him there.
Yeah.
In the span of a few years, and I guess we'll talk about that when we talk about the next feature. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we can tease that at the end. So you may have noticed. Tex is not able to join us for the first couple of weeks, but she will be joining us later for that. So we have split up the synopsis duties.
You mean Tex is off in a mysterious faraway
land?
Yes,
she got taken away by evil magicians.
And we have to go on a quest and everything.
The only way to get her back is 2 side quests, one with Dungeons & Dragons and next week's show. That's what we have to do.
That's right. Hopefully we get enough experience points we can go face the monster that is holding her.
We need experience points. That's it.
Oh, I'll get to that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Well, Mark, you're taking over the synopsis for this week.
And thank you for letting me do so. I did play D&D when I was a kid. Even recently I played a little bit. One of my nephews has gotten into it, so I dusted off my 20-sided dice and my paper and pencil and was playing some. So you're going to see a little bit of that here. I'm going to make some reference to it, some game mechanics and stuff like that, because I really get I'm trying to imagine this in the context of what it would be like if I was playing as, or even observing this being played by players. That's kind of the angle that I'm going for here. Obviously, I can't do what Tex does. I'm not the writer she is.
Right.
So I'm going to do it my way, and here we go. Our story begins with the faceless dungeon master telling us about the land of Izmir, a land that is ruled by mages, but yet somehow that doesn't make all the mages happy, including Jeremy Irons, who named his character Profion.
Okay.
Yeah, since it's the year 2000, we don't need to use our imaginations anymore, so a CGI city is born and we do a flyby. We enter a dungeon. Profion enters and talks to his staff. Not the people working for him, but a magical staff. He literally talks to his staff. He rolls a 20. His spell is successful in lighting up the staff. A big door opens to reveal a CGI dragon, so hey, let's give it up for the makers of this movie, with at least, if nothing else, delivering on what they said the title of this movie was. We don't always see that.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yep,
War for the Planet of the Apes. See that one for more reference.
Exactly. So I'm giving this movie already 200 experience points for that. Profreon attempts a roll for his controlled dragon spell and rolls a 4, which is a failure. The dragon doesn't listen to him, but doesn't really do much else either. Profreon gets clever and says, "I've seen Return of the Jedi before," so Profreon casts the unlock spell on the dungeon door levers. He rolls a 20, critical hit. The dungeon door slams down on the neck of the dragon. Profreon calls a staff meeting. Meanwhile, two other characters named Ridley and Snails are having a chat down by the river about Izmiri politics, religion, and social injustice, while the river casually burns with a pool of dragon blood. By the way, these two players both wanted to play the thief character class, so despite conventional wisdom saying that you need to diversify your party, but that's alright. We're going for it. That's the fun of the game. Back at the very quickly assembled staff meeting of all the mages, we've all heard Profreon pontificate about how the Empress is a teenager and may not be up to the task. And we've all heard that when Jeremy Irons created his character that he probably rolled an 18 for charisma because obviously Profreon believes he's doing the right thing by asking the kid Empress to return her scepter of undescribable power. Mostly undescribable because we have no idea what this scepter does. The Empress goes to church and talks to a bearded mage, and asks how to stop Profreon. Evidently, being Empress doesn't come with enough juice to get rid of one dude. The mage advises that the Empress needs to outsmart Profreon, but doesn't actually give her any advice on how to actually do this, because I guess he rolled a 2 for his intelligence check. This is always on a scale of 1 to 20, by the way,
obviously.
Sean. Yeah, okay. He then tells the Empress that he's been on a side quest to get a rod that is just as powerful as hers, but has completely failed that quest. Back to Profreon, he reminds us that he also needs said rod. I guess the rod we saw in the first scene was a practice rod? He then turned to his right-hand man, Damodar, his bro, and asked him to do him a solid and go to the mage school and rough up the mages into telling him where the rod is. Seems like this should have happened already, but hey, it's never too late for a great idea. Meanwhile, back at the mage school, our two thief heroes are trying to rob the place, but again roll very low on their prowl skill checks and are caught by the hot librarian mage with a successful lasso of not lying spell. Marina and Ridley quip about how much they hate each other because of their classes, but will inevitably fall in love with each other later, and they're interrupted. The senior mage is being worked over by Damodar and his crew, but get no information. Damodar rolls a 20 while hitting the mage, and since that's a critical hit, he's able to kill the mage just by moving his arm slightly while holding the mage's face. Marion sees some kick-ass crystals lying on the floor, rolls an 18, which pushes all the bad guys down, then rolls a 10 portal spell, so she easily escapes with the thieves in tow, but ends up in the dirtiest alley in the city. There they meet a dwarf, followed by the bad guys, roll a 17, and they run away. We now have the weakest party up in all of D&D history, since the dwarf has absolutely no reason for being there. The GM tells the heroes that they've been framed for murder of the senior mage. Ridley immediately turns to Marina, who by this time has done the she's all that to herself by taking off her glasses and letting down her hair. He reminds her that she doesn't have enough experience points yet to really handle this, and they try to go to a pub to figure shit out in public. No experience points. That's a dumb move to do when you're on the run. Go to a pub. Anyway.
Okay, good to know.
Yep. Profreon gives Damodar a verbal beatdown for failure and hits him with the classic CGI in the face spell. Our main characters break for lunch.
Yeah.
Ridley and Marina find out that the magic scroll is magic and get sucked into it. The dwarf player tries something crazy, which the GM allows. He screams, "Bar fight!" and a bar fight ensues. Our characters roll a 20 on running away, so apparently the bad guys can't follow them. And we have another side quest to find the Eye of the Dragon to get to the Temple of the Dragon. Now we finally have a friggin' game. We go to the Thieves Guild, where the Guildmaster tells our heroes that Ridley will have to successfully navigate a maze to get the Eye of the Dragon, since why not put in the most precious thing you own, where you'll never be able to find it or see it. Ridley actually comes up with a clever way to get past the swinging axes, fire, and pointy things, rolling a 20 on every skill check. Damodar shows up, and so he and the Guildmaster can have a bald off. Another fight ensues, and our heroes don't roll so well, so Marina gets captured. They lose the map, but keep the Eye of the Dragon, and retreat to the forest of no bad guys again. Some elves show up to bolster the party again, and our main elf, we learn, is working for the Empress. Damodar creepily interrogates Marina, plugs some magic hentai into her head, and kind of like the Matrix, just sucks the info out that he wanted anyway. Our heroes go to rescue the princess, Marina, while the elf and dwarf stay outside for no good reason. They give a reason, but it isn't good. Minus 20 experience points. So, meanwhile, Snails is fighting Damodar, but fails most of his attack rolls. Ripley's rolling 18 and 19 all the way. No problems here. The fighting spills outside where Snails rolls a bunch of ones. He dies and his player has to make the next pizza run. Damodar keeps rolling awesome defense dice while the mage player may be in the bathroom, I think. Oh, wait, there she is. Meanwhile, another staff meeting's in progress where Profion uses his charisma and convinces the council to side with him in a coup. Ridley and Marina go back to not liking each other because Ridley is racist against mages. Meanwhile, the pizza run was successful. The players rejoice. Finally, some action starts. We have the Empress versus the mages with dragons on her sides. The mages cast level 2 fireballs and a shield spell, but that's about it. More fighting ensues between gold and red dragons. The dice fly furiously, and there are casualties on both sides. No one we actually care about.
No.
Except maybe Damodar, who finally loses a lightsaber battle with Ridley. Marina is proven useless once again, and the Queen sicks a pet dragon on Profion. The end. Well, there is a denouement, but you can usually hear the rustling of paper and the calculation of experience points at this point and all their gold finds as everyone levels up happily ever after. Except for Snails. He's dead. And maybe that Ruby killed the other characters, but we don't know. The GM didn't tell us either way.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good question. Yeah. Forgot to welcome to the show Thora Birch, by the way.
I know. Sorely miscast in this.
Oh,
What the...
Oh, Jesus. You know, her dead expression that she constantly has in every role she ever plays worked for her in both Ghost World and American Beauty. Does not help at all in this one.
I dare say, I don't think it really worked in American Beauty. She was forgettable in that role. It actually was all about Mina Suvari and Kevin Spacey.
Well, very true, but at the same time...
Because they actually used emotion.
Well, at the same time, she was kind of like the emo daughter, right?
Fair enough, yeah.
So it kind of works there, but geez. Did you notice, did you get the feeling that maybe her lines were overdubbed a bit in this movie?
Overdubbed by maybe someone else. I don't think she was actually speaking at certain points. She was probably just mouthing, "Nah, nah, 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 I'm pretty."
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, really wasn't happy about that. But especially when you have, and they have scenes together when you get that, and then you get Jeremy Irons, who's, and we've all heard, and we've all. I love that. That's my favorite parts are the beginning with him. Even right down to his famous line of
yeah, what the fuck was that?
I have no idea. That is not in the player's manual. I'll tell you that one.
Jesus.
That is character flavor.
I assume you've seen this movie before, right?
I had. Well, yeah. Based on the title alone and having played it when I was a kid when it first came out, I actually went to the theater to see this.
Yeah, me too.
I was one of the few. I was like, wow, they finally done it. And then I was like, fuck, they finally done it.
Yeah. Oh, they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too. And I remember walking out going, man, that sucked. I don't remember anything from this movie aside from the scene at the council where they're all in their individual skyboxes.
Yeah.
With the
yeah.
with the red curtains that make them look like Muppets in the wide shot. You know what I mean?
yeah. I did expect to see a couple of guys go.
Well, I expected them all to come out it's too bad we didn't see them come out and arrive that way. It's time to play the music. It's time and they're all just moving sideways and bouncing up and down. That's what it looked like. Fans of the old Muppet Show. Did the opening font for this movie look familiar to you?
Vaguely. Why?
Take a look at it.
What am I missing?
I kind of saw it as like the first draft of the Harry Potter font.
Oh, okay. I've got to see that.
Yeah, you got to look that up because it kind of looks like the Harry Potter font, but
Wow.
it was
okay.
weird. Yeah, yeah, and I love the Ridley's. Gotta love that tiger beat haircut. You know, in times of yore. You know what I mean?
In times, yeah. Now, are you referring to the one that comes out of the clouds, kind of thing?
Yeah. The font. I mean, yeah.
Well, the main logo looks like it leapt off the page of the. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it looked like
kind of like the first draft of that Harry Potter font. It's not quite the Harry Potter font, but
yeah, I mean, it looks like the cover of the D&D books, which I think they may have started with Harry Potter, and then they're like, oh shit, that's already been used. You know what I mean? Like, we can't do that. Yeah, no, absolutely. And we don't really get anything else. Like, it goes straight to. Oh, I love this. It's the opening scene again, where they have a waterfall, like it looks like water's being just drained into this dungeon. And I guess it didn't look creepy enough, so someone put like a random human skull on top of the water, the water fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just for shits and giggles. And then there's one on the table beside him. It's just like, well, skulls are creepy. And then Jeremy Irons enters with his hands just kind of proffered to the side, like, haha, look at me.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
what he's doing right throughout this whole movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I better turn that off or I'm going to get sucked back into this awesome film.
This is just poorly written. I mean, there's a line Ridley has. He says, "Have you ever heard about honor among thieves?" I'm like, "Yeah." And as the saying goes, there is none.
Yeah.
But yet he's proclaiming as if there is.
Well, a lot of people forget about that second part. Right? They just take the honor at its first, at face value. Just that there is honor among thieves. It's been kind of changed to that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's
they
not.
totally misappropriate. No, they totally misappropriate it. Yeah, absolutely.
And then later on, the guy with the gray lips there.
Oh, yeah, the one who looked like he ate a Smurf for lunch.
Yeah, exactly. He's talking to Marlon Wayans just before he kills him. He says, "Just like you thieves, always taking things that don't belong to you." Like, yeah, that's why they're thieves. That's of the definition of the word.
It is weird that this movie decides it's just going to be like a classist society. So he's like a fighter class, so he's going to look down on all other classes, and the thieves don't like them. Like, even though he's got this hot chick who's actually helping him out, no, she's a mage, so ergo she's bad. It's like, yeah, it's some sort of weird racism. But an elf shows up, and that's fine.
That's. Well, the dwarf doesn't like the elf.
No. That's a classic. But that's a race thing. This is just a class, like your job.
Oh, okay.
Right? Class is more like your job or your occupation. Thief, mage, fighter. That's separate from your race. So you can have a dwarf fighter or a dwarf thief or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah. So literally, like Ridley could have a brother who's a mage and you would fucking hate him.
I guess.
For no good reason. Yeah, well, that's the weird thing. And this whole society they try and build where, well, mages are above everyone else and they're trying to kind of keep taking power and stuff. It's like, that doesn't really work. Like, it doesn't really give you kind of like the idea of D&D is, you get to pick from a variety of different things, right? And you get to be that, and everyone's got something to contribute.
Yeah. No, ideally, yeah.
Ideally, yeah. This movie doesn't bear that out. It's like Ridley does everything. She's fucking useless, unfortunately. She has one or two good shots, like with some spells, but other than that, she's just around in case you need to get out of there. So
what, Marina?
Yeah, Marina.
Well, she has that whole teleporting thing, and she only uses it twice. She used it to escape in the beginning, and then she used it to escape the castle later on, after Marlon Wayans dies. And I'm like, if you had that, why didn't you just do that to go to Marlon Wayans, and then do it again to get out of the castle?
Well, I guess you got to know where you're going.
Well, I guess, but
Yeah, she could have had that, and Marlon Wayans could have run through that, like, hey, over here.
yeah,
Yeah, no, exactly.
like it's so weird. It's
They could have had so much fun with her character. She could have been. Because the thing, mages don't have to be physical. That's their idea. They do magic-y shit. So they could have had so much fun with her, like freezing people, throwing fireballs, and different, even like low-level shit, like maybe just cause a tree branch to pop up at the right time and trip somebody chasing them or something like that. Like they could have had so much fun with what she could do, and she doesn't have to lay a finger on anybody. But instead, her big move is she actually grabs a stick and hits Jeremy Irons.
yeah. Well, think about the one too, the elf. She really pissed me off because they all get captured when he goes in to get the rod. So they're all after this rod that controls the red dragons, right?
Yeah.
So he goes in to get the rod, and then he comes back out, and then all the bad guys have all the good guys captured. And of course he's forced to hand over the rod, and then the elf pulls out like 2 blades, and she breaks away, and she causes everyone to escape from the clutches.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't you do that before he gave up the rod?
Yeah.
Like, why were you sitting on this talent the whole time?
What were you waiting for?
Yeah, if I was him, I would have been pissed. It's like, wait a minute. You could have done that fucking minutes ago. What's wrong with you?
Especially when everyone was looking at him,
Yeah.
waiting for him to hand over the rod. It's like, yeah, that should have been her moment to be like, okay, they're all distracted looking at this guy. Stabby stab, jump stab.
Yeah.
But no.
Oh,
Yeah.
So bothered me.
It was so poorly, like, the concept, the idea, okay, the idea of going after a scepter that controls dragons, that actually sounds like an epic quest.
Sure.
But it is so minimalized by the others, like, they've got to have their class hatred going on, you've got to have these weird reasons for people to be together. I mean, to be honest, this should have been the Expendables. Well, they honestly should have just had a group of people that already knew each other. They got hired to do a job.
Yeah,
and go. I'm cool with. Actually like the idea of you have to do the side quest you have to do quest A to get to quest B.
Sure, but
I like that. Like, go get the eye of the dragon to get the dragon scepter. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's a 2-step process.
I don't remember. Like, I've played Dungeons and Dragons maybe once or twice. Not a big D&D guy. I may have played it once or twice. I watched the old cartoon.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember so much talking amongst the party.
No.
Usually when you talk to someone, you're talking to an NPC, right?
Yeah, most of it's out of character. Unless the dungeon master, forced you to based on the circumstances.
Right.
Like if your 2 people are talking, it's like, well, wait a second. You're not in the same room, so you can't actually talk to each other right now.
Right. No.
Like, that's when that kind of thing has to be enforced. But otherwise, yeah, like
yeah, but
you can chit chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah,
but holy
like
cow.
one player character doesn't usually try to hit on another one, right?
Not unless they think it'll get them somewhere. But no, that kind of stuff you usually get. I've seen it before with where the game player will actually do that to one of the NPC characters, from that the dungeon master is controlling. I'm gonna flirt with the busty barmaid to see if she'll get me any more information.
Right. Yeah. You don't do it with the guy sitting next to you.
Yeah, don't do it with no. Even if the guy is playing a female character.
Yeah.
You don't do that. That's stupid. Even if it's a couple, and I know there's couples that play this.
Yeah.
Fucking leave that shit outside. You know what I mean? Like, we've got gold to get. We saw that whole room of treasure when you went to get the eye.
Yeah.
Or no, when you went to get the scepter.
The scepter.
The rod.
Yeah, the rod.
That's years worth of campaigns to get that much treasure. And he was right there. I was like, you fuck.
Well,
you'd be lucky to find 1/10 of that.
Let's just go back and let's just say that let's stop calling it the rod. Okay.
Yeah, scepter.
Scepter is probably better.
Sure.
Rod just makes me giggle every time you say it.
Yeah.
Especially when Ridley shows up and Jeremy Irons at the end there, and he's Ridley's got the rod, and Jeremy Irons turns around and
you
he
just
goes,
did it.
No, I know, but Jeremy Irons turns around and goes, "Give me the rod," and I'm like, like, how can I not? Like, you're making this way too easy.
Oh yeah, he's already over the top, and then you got to bring this into it. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean, like, come on. And I had to laugh when he's going through the game to get the ruby. First off, that entire scene is just, oh my god, there's so many things about this. Like, so he goes to see the lead thief or whatever.
The Guildmaster.
Yeah, and he goes, "Have you ever heard of my maze?" And he says, "Yes, of course." And he's like, "Then you'll know, blah 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 blah." It's like, well, if he's heard about it, then why are you saying this? This is the one thing in movies that drives me nuts.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, I know why they do it, so they have, so it's the audience, but it's like, but if he already knows, why are you then explaining it? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, is it for the benefit of Marina or what?
Well, it's for the benefit of the audience, is what it is.
Well,
but,
sure. I mean, character to character here.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're right. Most of the cases, the answer should be no. I haven't.
Yeah.
Have you heard of blah blah blah? Then no, I haven't. Well, let me tell you, so I can tell the audience.
Yeah, exactly. That's a little more forgivable.
Yeah,
it's just overused.
Exactly. No, you're right.
And then it turns into like a big game show, kind of like Legends of the Hidden Temple. You know what I mean? From back in the 90s.
I was thinking like American Ninja Warrior.
There you go, American Gladiators, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then
I did almost expect something like that, and here comes Thunder. And, yeah.
And then
Spandexia.
and then there's betting going on, and they're like, "Oh, I bet he lasts 40 minutes. Oh, I bet an hour or whatever." And they're like,
I think it was in seconds.
Or in seconds or whatever. And
yeah.
And Marina goes, "Are they betting on how long he'll live?" It's like, "No, they're betting on how long it'll take him to die." And I'm like, that's the same bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I noted that too. I was like, so yes?
That's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You're just saying it differently.
Yeah.
Saying
weirdo.
it differently doesn't make it a different thing. Dumb shit.
Yeah. No, I agree. That part was kind of okay. I actually did like the maze they set up. I thought it was...
Yeah, it was fun.
Like, that's the kind of something that you would probably encounter in a game, you know what I mean? Like, having the different types of booby traps that you have to figure out how to get.
Yeah, but did it look familiar at all?
Oh, sure. Not Temple of Doom, but very Indiana Jonesy.
Oh, it felt like it pulled from a lot of them, because there's like the thing at the end where he walks up slowly to the big prize and takes it very carefully out of the thing, and then Temple of Doom also when there's things coming at him and fire shooting out or whatever from the walls. And then there's the one in the eye room.
Yep, you have to step on the certain
thing. That's right out of
that's out of Raiders
Crusade.
and I think Raiders does it too. Yeah.
No, the whole time he's stepping on the right one. I'm like, but in Hebrew, Isaiah begins with a J. You know. Fuck, shit, man. Like
this. Well, they put this movie on, first of all, on the shoulders of kids, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be for young people, but at the same time, it's like, I think they needed that. Like, this is what, like, I think they needed to have like the wise older character to guide them along.
Yeah,
I think they needed a mage, maybe a priest character or something like that, right? That could first of all heal them as they go, and I don't know. Usually elves are pretty good for that. Like, we had our elf character partway through, and then she doesn't do much. Where elves are long-lived, like she's over 200 years old. She says,
yeah.
If we had her at the beginning, yeah. So if we had her closer to the beginning, if she actually did more, then she could show the characters on their way, right? Like, this is the wizened character. It's fine they played by a young actress. That's fine, because elves are supposed to look young and beautiful and all that stuff. If Orlando Bloom taught us anything, right?
Yeah, they just needed like a Gandalf kind of character.
Well, and that's the problem they set up with this. First of all, they gave us that most of the mages suck and are corrupt, and then secondly, the only one that does is young and naive, which and that's why she doesn't suck yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you would, but I mean, yeah, having a Gandalf character, then she could have learned from him. Maybe she could have learned new spells and stuff like that to come in handy later. I don't know.
Yeah, there really wasn't a whole bunch of magic in this, was there?
No, God, no.
I mean, there really should have been more.
I absolutely agree. Like they get their checkpoint healing thing where when Ridley takes one in the shoulder, but that's and then there's a couple of portals and that same knockback spell that she uses twice. Like, so she knows 2 spells. Is that what we're to be given? Like,
well, he does say at the beginning she's a low-level mage.
well, then she's level 1, maybe 2.
Yeah,
Like that low level, apparently. Which kind of sucks. You want a little bit of experience, but you still want him to struggle. Like you want him to be able to do cool shit, but not be able to be godlike, right? So yeah, that's why I was like, give me a bit more. Like let's show that she's been studying overtime.
yeah, like she said. Well, yeah, like she's studying with this older mage, and it looks like she's been doing it for a while. So she should have a few things. Maybe she picked up a book and read it on her own time or something.
Yeah, you would think. Or maybe she has a book of spells with her. How about that? And she's trying them out,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's have some more of that. Like I really wanted her character as a mage to be more active. But she ends up just being the damsel in distress.
Yeah, and actually it's the thief that shows her up kind of when they go into the map.
Yeah, this thief comes along and does everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, she just becomes the damsel in distress. That's all she is.
Yeah, it's I really didn't like that, especially so they give us 2 thieves to play off each other, but then he just has to have a girl.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like, oh, I wonder if they'll fall in love at the end. That old tired cliche.
Yeah, that.
Like, what does she say? Something is like, oh, I'd have to be really stupid to fall in love with you. And I wrote down, I'd have to roll at most a 3 to be attracted to you and be your love interest in this movie.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's like,
And she has a line delivery there that I know it's been kind of talked about before, but where she's like, I'm not like the other mages, and then she's like, I'm not! Like she does some weird goose honk.
oh, really? I must have missed that.
Oh yeah, it's when she's like screaming at Ridley about because it's weird. Like Ridley, he starts off racist or classist, I guess, against mages.
Right.
Starts to come around, and then all of a sudden he gets right back on his high horse with all you mages are the same. Even though like he's gotten to know this character and should be actually endearing himself to her more, he didn't just stops and they have to have a fight about because she's a mage. It's like, well, you've known her for 10 minutes. She's not going to change to thief class all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The dungeon master's not going to allow that, so just deal with it, buddy. Do you want this hot girl or no? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if you do, then you got to take her as she is. She's a mage.
And this movie came out in the year 2000, and it shows.
Oh yeah,
with the special effects. This is Jerry all over again.
Yeah, I think this might have been Jerry's teacher. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And that's the thing, is that the way I look at it, this movie was either too late or too early. I think too late in terms of like if it had come out in like 80s, 90s, they might have gotten the tone a little bit better instead of like this ain't your daddy's D&D. They might have got like a group of people that maybe played the game a bit more that were back in the 70s, back when when it was its core. Yeah, they grow up and then they do this, right? Or it was made too early in that like now they could do a kick-ass job.
Oh, now they could, sure.
Yeah, and have actually there have been sequels.
Oh, really?
Nothing that went to theater, mind you.
I was going to say, yeah.
But they have, and there's actually one. I'm trying to get the name of it here. It's called. It's kind of I think like a spiritual. Oh, here we go. Dungeons and Dragons: the Book of Vile Darkness.
Okay.
Came out in 2012.
And that's a sequel, or just another
Well, it's another adventure, right? Like it's set on a different place and different characters. Like it has none of the same characters in it, but they got the Dungeons and Dragons name.
Right.
So that one, to be honest, I liked it better. It was the effects obviously were better, but then just the way that they wrote everything.
Why am I not surprised that you've seen this movie?
Well, after seeing this 2000s one, of course I was going to look for something better.
Yeah, true. Fair enough.
So I think it is, and just the way everything's done. It's like, oh, if they had only done this with the Jeremy Irons one, then we could have had Jeremy Irons involved. You know, this one has a cast of nobodies pretty much, but.
Well, I like how an hour and 17 minutes in, we get our first real dungeon.
Oh, I disagree. I think at the opening we get a dungeon.
Yeah, but that was in his castle, though. I mean, which I guess could have a dungeon, but
it's where most dungeons were located.
Yeah, but they don't actually call it a dungeon, and you know, because they get to it's essentially a cave, but I guess caves and dragons just doesn't have the right ring to it.
Yeah.
Just from what I've experienced, most dungeons in the game are caves.
Yeah, a lot of them were.
Yeah, so he goes into the cave and like, oh, a dungeon. And I'm like, oh, an hour and 17 minutes in. Good job.
Yeah.
And I like to...
I gave him credit.
Where they, right at the beginning when they're sort of made to be outlaws. So they got the two thieves, the dwarf and Marina. And then there's a guy in the town square, I assume the guards or security or whatever they're called, reading the proclamation. It's like, be on the lookout for a criminal and 3 accomplices, but never mind those 4 people walking through town wearing hoods, obviously to protect their identity. That's not the people we're looking for. They're the only ones wearing hoods in this entire town. But no, that's not them. That's not them.
Obviously not. They're wearing hoods. I mean, we're looking for people who don't wear hoods.
Yeah, obviously.
These people wear hoods, ergo cannot be them. And don't look in the public places like the pubs and bars.
Yeah, really.
Local speakeasies and taverns, yeah. They're certainly not going to show up there and just sit around with their hoods down and chit-chat. Oh, wait, there they are.
Yeah, hoods off, fucking chatting away, talking about loudly about whatever the fucking mission is.
Let's do some magic and, friggin' chit-chat loudly and like there's that loud table in the bar that you wish you could just tell to shut up. You know?
Yeah.
But no, it's not them. It's not them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this movie was kind of crazy, but at the same time boring. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and it's one of those things, and I guess it's sort of a Hollywood thing where all these movies, all the bad sort of fantasy movies happen where all of the ancillary characters will be having like a British accent. Or they'll talk in a gruff voice or something, you know, something to do with their race or whatever. But the main cast, they just talk normally.
Oh, Merkin, yeah.
And they have American accents. Oh, hey, I think we better go over to that castle and have us a mead. You know, it's like no, like fuck. Like I said, like the dude's haircut really took it away from me.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Because he had that late '90s mushroom bangs that go up and out and over, and just Jesus Christ, come on! I'm expecting you to say "whoa" any second now.
Yeah, yeah. See if Marina knows the cowabunga spell.
Yeah, really. Like, come on, like, give us a try. And like the dragons look nothing. Like, oh my god, the dragons were Power Rangers level.
I know.
They were so bad.
Yeah, and then they had to have so many of them because they based the whole thing around dragons.
Yeah.
And which you don't see until the very like you see the one at the beginning that gets killed.
Yeah.
Rancor style, and then you get a whole bunch of them at the end, and then they have to engage in dragon fisticuffs. You know.
Yeah.
It's really. See, that's where it was like, no, wait 10 more years.
Yeah,
we need the tech to get better, and they could have made I think with the proper story, they actually could have made like a franchise out of this.
I think they planned to. I think that was obvious. That brings up the question that you posed in your synopsis: what the fuck happens at the end?
I don't know.
Because they go to visit Snail's grave, and he places the ruby, the dragon's eye, which I thought he placed at the beginning, at the door to the tomb where he gets the rod.
He had to.
Okay, so did he take it back
on the way out? I guess.
Like we don't
now
even see
that
that.
would. No, we don't. But that, in theory, would have reclosed the door, right? So no one else gets back in there. Which is too bad because there's a fuck ton of treasure.
Yeah.
I think there's something on the cutting room floor where he took it out saying that I'll come back later, because if he goes back later, he can just raid the room.
Yeah.
And never has to work again.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that skeleton, which is the best special effects in this movie.
Yeah, the talking skeleton.
I mean,
yeah.
it's a practical effect, so I mean, fucking doy, but.
Mm-hmm.
But he sits there and he says, I've been waiting here in purgatory, waiting for someone, the right man, to come and take the rod from my hand. And then he just takes it.
So, and this is where they I think I know where they were going with this, but they dropped the ball. I think what they meant to do was have a thing where he says, I'm no such man. Right? Like, I can't handle this kind of power. And then that's what makes him the right man. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that you've seen that before. It's like, you don't want the power, that's why you deserve it.
I hate that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure that's what they were trying to do. Because he says, I'm no such man, and then it's like, okay, cool, you get it then.
He just takes it, though.
Well, no, the skeleton does let go at one point.
Yeah, the skeleton. Yeah, well, after he gives him the warning.
But he should have just been like, you don't want the power. Okay, so you're the right guy for it. It's trite, but at the same time, it's like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Fine. But that pays off at the end. Then when he has it and he's tempted, and then he turns away from the temptation to control the dragons.
Yeah, and it would have been better if the acting in this movie wasn't out of a high school play that was written by high schoolers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's it's that.
You know what? Oh my gosh, that's it. This is someone's high school play, and they just put some special effects in there.
Yeah, for bad. Because it's like, especially at the end there when they're fighting over the dragons and stuff, you can see the outline of the green screen around them. You know what I mean? Like they still haven't perfected. It's 2000. Like the Matrix is out by now.
Yeah. Phantom Menace is out.
Yeah,
by now.
like,
you know what I mean? Like they didn't have that problem.
Like what? Okay.
And you have scenes with Thora Birch in the main hall there, and you can tell she's just talking on a green screen.
Yeah.
And they zoom in on her face, and then they just green screen the rest, but you can tell that she's not actually there. It's so weird.
I love to. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now I did go back to the skeleton real quick. I actually did like that part.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like, oh, okay, that's kind of a cool thing where this guy, you have a ghost skeleton type thing, which you would find in the game, and the idea that he's been cursed by this thing that he wanted so badly, and that's, there's some poetry there, right? Like,
yeah,
a comeuppance. Yeah, so.
Now, the warning he gives doesn't make much sense, though.
It doesn't really pay off.
Well, yeah, because he's like, the great power, this comes with great evil, and it can only be broken by someone who breaks the spell. How do you break the spell? That's for you to find out. I guess the way to break the spell is just smash it.
I guess. Yeah, no staff, no power, I guess.
I guess. Like, easy.
Yeah, they really kind of
All
rushed that at the end. And the thing is, you would think that whatever the curse was, what might have hit Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
I would have thought that maybe he would have turned into wouldn't it have been cool if he turned into like a skeleton dude?
Maybe,
like
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he gets what he wants. He has the power of the red dragons. He calls the red dragons, and then the curse hits. So now, if he wants to keep using it, he has to live as like a skeleton ghost thing. You know what I mean? Like the price you pay.
Yeah, but again, the prophecy wasn't really well stated either. So. Well,
no, it's more shown because this guy was just like cursed for eternity as a skeleton dude.
Yeah.
So you would think that Irons would have suffered the same fate, right? But
and he was the maker of the rod, so we don't even get a backstory in the dragons. Like we don't even know what the dragons do. Or
yeah, what do they want?
Like what makes the red dragons so much better than the gold dragons? Like why?
Yeah.
And why is why? And she controls them because she has the gold scepter. Okay. Why? And why does he want? Like he wants to take over. He wants her to give up the gold scepter so that he can, I assume,
Then he would have the gold dragon.
then he would have the gold dragons and do what?
Well, I suppose if he got both scepters, right, he'd have all the dragons.
I guess.
And they would both do what he said.
Right, but
So
we
he
don't
would
know
have-
what
he-
he wants ultimately, though.
Well, he wants the throne.
Yeah,
I guess.
he wants to
Like, we're supposed to
rule. I
assume,
guess that's
yeah.
maybe it. But I mean,
Right. So if he has all of the dragons, he would be unopposed.
yeah, I guess.
It's not 100% clear. You just have to kind of infer that with like, and you would think that him being so powerful, he would just go to her, maybe not in a public forum, but just be like, "Give me that."
Yeah, she's a child, as you call her. So
Yeah,
Take
and
it.
who doesn't really? I mean, what does she do on her own?
nothing.
Nothing. She rides a dragon for a little bit, but
Yeah, and that god awful headdress. Oh my god.
yeah, yeah, she must have loved that day on set.
Oh my god, Jesus. And again, no expression on the face, even when riding a dragon.
Nope.
But then Ridley comes in after he stabs old Grey Lips in the back. And then he just tackles Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, good move. There's your go-to.
Like,
But-
you have a sword. Kill him.
and a good one.
Yeah, kill him.
Yeah, I see. I thought that should have been Thor Birch's kill because he's been antagonizing her this whole time.
And it does end up being that way, but I mean, if you want me to believe that this guy's actually trying to take this guy out, he's got a sword and a small knife that he used to kill the other guy.
Yeah,
So,
I like that kill though. I did like his kill on Damodar. He engages him in a sword fight, but then at the end, it's a thief's tool that does it.
yeah,
The stab in the back, like that. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
When he does the big flip move, I'm like, okay, I know how this plays out if you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Yeah, yeah. I gave him 10 XP for that.
So, like if this is happening, like if this movie is the result of a real live D&D game, then I imagine the guy playing Ridley is kind of like, okay, so this is what I want to do. Okay, Dungeon Master, I want to slash at him and then dodge his thing and then jump on the wall, do a backflip, and then stab him in the back. And Dungeon Master's like, yeah, you're going to need about an 18 to do that.
Yeah, at least an 18. Yeah.
And then he rolls like a nat 20, and it's like everyone at the table goes, oh my god!
That's right. And so, okay, critical hit. You stab him in the back, and then you just, for no good reason, just walk him over to the ledge and push him over.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the Dungeon Master takes that character sheet, sets it aside.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and
I'll use that guy in another campaign later because he was really good, but for now he's dead.
yeah, I can imagine the Dungeon Master going, fuck, I had plans for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll have to use him next time.
Oh, and you brought it up in the synopsis, too. If you have the ability to suck the information out of her brain yourself,
Mm-hmm.
why bother asking questions?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like he just learns. It doesn't look like he learns that this is what they can do. He just knows they can do that, so he does it.
And this is my other thing. She asks him why. Why he, like, if he's not totally on Jeremy Irons' side, why is he doing this? Right?
Mhm.
And he says, look at me, I'm dying, referring to the thing that he put in his head, right?
Yeah.
But he was already following Jeremy Irons before he had that put in his head.
Yes. Okay, so here's my take on it.
Okay? Was that just a ploy?
Well, it's one of two things. Either it was a ploy, and I think that might have been he was trying to play on her sympathies and oh, help me. You know, tell me what you know. That'll help me. I can get released from this torture.
Right.
Or we kind of see that the act of Jeremy Irons inflicting this thing on him, because it wasn't exactly painless,
Right.
right? The act of inflicting this thing upon him turns him against Irons, where he's now before he was serving him willingly, now he's serving by force.
Yeah, but doesn't she say
because he's forced into it?
But he's already like pretty much following him anyway. Right at the
Oh yeah,
beginning
but when
of the movie, so
right, but when he fails, then he gets this thing put in his head. So instead of getting a second chance, Irons is just like, no, I'm going to do this painful thing. So I think as a character, Damodar is like, well, you're a jackass. Now, he didn't like him after that point.
yeah, true.
But, I mean, it's not really that clearly explained, so we don't really know whether he was telling the truth or not about, did he really want help from her?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm only a mage. I can't do anything about magic, apparently.
yeah, exactly.
Like, she's just stunned. I'm like, well, you're asking the wrong mage there because she can't do anything. It's like, do you need a ride home? Because I can.
Yeah, I can get a horse.
Maybe I can open a portal and get you to a doctor or something and get that looked at. I don't know.
Yeah. This one's just bad, movie.
I know, and I loved having Jeremy Irons in it. I think he made a really fun villain. He knew obviously what he was in, so he went haywire. And obviously the concept of doing a D&D movie with any kind of budget, I was, let's try something. Let's just tell us, because that's the thing. D&D is just meant to be basically an infinite amount of small stories that you can tell as players and the Dungeon Master, and that's the fun of it. Tell your own story about your adventure.
Yeah, it's a communal story.
Yeah, exactly. And so, to be honest, they probably could have got something a little bit better had they actually gone through and played a game of D&D.
That's what I was thinking. Just play a game of D&D, and then adapt it for the screen.
And record it, and then you just adapt it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if it were me doing it, I honestly would have kept that voiceless guy, or that faceless guy, excuse me, as the Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
Our characters then trek off into this land, and you know how the Dungeon Master kind of has to sometimes give some background to fill in what the characters know, or what the characters are supposed to know. It's like, okay, you there, Randor, you've been to this village before, so you know that the best bar is over on the west side of town, or something like that.
Right.
Right. So you could have something like that where you have a
narrator.
A narrator, basically is kind of our Dungeon Master.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else?
Let it play out. No, I mean, that's really my final thought. It's like they should have just played out a game or two, or just sat in on some sessions.
Yeah.
They probably could have got some really fun stuff.
Yeah. I feel like they just read the
player's handbook?
The player's handbook and just went from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need one of these, and one of these.
So just a few things in this movie. When asked why he did the film, Jeremy Irons simply replied, "Are you kidding? I just bought a castle. I had to pay for it somehow." I think that was obvious. There's an alternate ending where the Empress destroys her rod and proclaims the heroes champions of the throne. They thought this was such a bad idea. The director didn't even put it on the DVD.
Oh, wow.
So I can't even imagine. Basically, it's the Star Wars ending, right?
Okay, but still, the obscure, let's turn them into red dust and fly away?
Yeah. I mean, do they die? Is that when they die?
Or do they get spirited off to another adventure?
Yeah,
is that it?
that's what I assumed, maybe. He says, well, your friend is waiting for you. Okay.
My friend is dead. I don't want to go see him right now.
Yeah. It's like, no, I'll wait.
I just got to be the hero of the land. I've got the girl. I've got these swanky new duds. I don't want to die just yet.
Yeah. I got me some fucking to do.
Yeah. Have you seen this girl when she takes her glasses off?
when she de-uglifies, yeah.
When she de-uglifies, she lets the hair down. My goodness, yeah. Like that. So somehow that's a better ending than you win the campaign.
Yeah.
No, you have. Every good DM knows you give closure to your campaign.
Yeah. Like
a solid ending. Like you're the heroes of the realm, and here's your reward and your treasure, and blah blah blah. Like, come on.
The trailers for this film, I don't even remember the trailers and why I thought it would go. Yeah. The trailers, none of the cast was listed, not even Jeremy Irons.
Wow.
Now, you could probably recognize him in the trailer, but,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And there's a weird credit in the middle of the thing. No dragons or other animals were hurt or injured during the filming of this motion picture.
Oh, ha
Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I'm sure the dragons weren't hurt. So as always on the show, we try to find the real story behind the story. Mark, what do you got?
Or is it the worst campaign I've never participated in?
Okay.
Yep, because if this was what, this would have made me quit the game.
Yeah.
I think if I played through this, I'm like, what? We turn into red dust? That's the fucking end?
Yeah.
I paid I paid your side for the pizza. Fuck you.
I have two. I have or is it the story of the most ill-prepared empress who chooses not to have her own army, followers, or even guards,
Yeah.
but chooses rather to rely on a random group of nobodies to go on the most important quest ever?
Yeah, that also is very insane. That's a good point.
Like where's her backup? Like, does she not have a council of her own?
No, and she has one agent, the elf.
Yeah, who was probably hired.
Yeah, I mean, the elf had some crew. Even the elf had a crew.
Mm.
Where's the princess? Where's the empress's private council? Yeah, where's her army?
Oh, and by the way, you're all free.
Free from what?
Yeah. Also, I have it. Or is it spare the rod, spoil the franchise?
Yeah. Well done.
So that's going to about do it for Dungeons & Dragons kicking off Fantasy Month here on Or Is It? I'm Sean Taylor.
And I mean Mark.
Join us next time when we'll review the latest of the Marvel movies as the Avengers team up to take down Santa Claus after he joins Hydra. Chris Evans leads the charge in Captain America: The Winter Solstice.